In this lesson we will be focusing on the organs of plants. The learning goals: you can describe the structure and function of roots, stems and leaves. You know the differences and characteristics of taproots, lateral roots and root hairs. You can name organ systems in plants and list their functions. And you can describe the characteristics of woody plants and herbaceous plants. In the previous lesson, you learned that organ systems are groups of organs that work together. And today we will be focusing on 3 organ systems of plants. The root system contains all roots of a plant. Shoot system, the stems and the leaves. The vascular system, and that are all vessels and sometimes in vascular bundles. Now there are different kinds of roots. The main root that grows downwards is called the taproot. Then you have the lateral roots and they branch off the taproot. And at the end you have the root hairs, and these are little protrusions at the end of the roots. And these root hairs have an important function because they give the roots a great surface in which they can take up water and minerals. Not all plants have taproots and lateral roots. Some plants only have adventitious roots, and these are roots produced from the shoot cell. So you don't have this main taproot root with the lateral roots on the side. Then we move over to the stems. The stems are responsible for the transport of substances, so from the roots to the top of the plant and the other way around. They make the plant more rigid, more strong. They're responsible for storing food reserves, for asexual reproduction. Example is the strawberry. The plantlets at the end of the stolons, you call them runners, they can grow into the soil and give rise to a new plant. So that's an example of asexual reproduction. But keep in mind that the strawberries are the result of sexual reproduction because they grow from the flowers. And of course, photosynthesis, and this is only the case when the stem is green, so in this case. There are different kinds of stems. The stems in woody plants contain a lot of wood, and this wood keeps the stem sturdy. Then you have the herbaceous plants, and these plants don't have any wood at all, or almost no wood. And they use water to keep the stem sturdy. So the plant sucks up the water enters the cell, and that keeps the stem sturdy. So if an herbaceous plant runs out of water, it will wilt. The next organ are the leaves. The function of the leaves, they carry out photosynthesis. So within the leaves you can find the cells with the chloroplasts, and they carry out photosynthesis. Defense: the cactus spines are modified leaves, so they use them for their defense. The leaves can be used for food reserves or for asexual reproduction. One of the learning goals is that you can name and list the functions of the parts of the leaves. So number 1 is the lateral vein. Number 2 is the main vein. So if you see, this is the main vein and it branches off into the lateral veins, and these veins are comparable to blood vessels, so the function is that they transport substances. 3 is the lamina, that is everything between the veins, and this is the place where you can find the chloroplasts, so this is the site of photosynthesis. 4 is the leaf stalk, and this is the part in which the leaf is attached to the stem. And number 5 is the blade. Then the vascular system. The vascular system contains the vessels, and these are thin tubes running through the roots, stems and leaves. and often these vessels are grouped together and then you call them a vascular bundle. And here are two examples of vascular bundles. So this is a vascular bundle, but you can also see them. This picture, all these little groups of cells, this is a cross-section of vascular bundles. And the function of the vascular system is to transport water and minerals from the roots to other parts of the plant and to transport glucose from the leaves to the rest of the plant. Nou, dat was het einde van deze les. Mocht je deze les in het Nederlands willen bekijken, kijk dan ook op het YouTube kanaal van Biologie met Joost.